Well, everybody, you've made it to day 41 in our cycle series. We have another light day coming at us. I have a set of 20-pound dumbbells and a set of 12s, and we have a high volume day. We're going to be hitting 30 reps of everything. So let's go ahead and start on our hands and knees. Big spread open hands, sit back onto your heels. If you can, curl your toes under so you can get a little extra stretch through the bottom of the feet. I'm going to go another full body day. Been hitting quite a lot of those throughout this series. It's working well. Just keeping everything functioning and firing. Grab tight through the core, pull the body forward, open through the chest. Deep inhale, exhale, drive back. Curl those toes under, feel those arms lengthen. Come forward. And then push back. And then come on to your hands and toes for your downward facing dog. Pedal the feet, feel your hamstring stretch, your calf stretch. Feel some pull in that core. Grabbing and supporting, holding tight. Keep pedaling those feet. Push evenly into your hands. Pull your kneecaps up as you straighten that leg. All right, level off so both feet are on the ground. Drive the chest back. Open through the collarbones. Tighten through the core. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, come forward into your plank. Screw your hands into the ground. Pull your elbows back toward your toes. Tighten up from the core. Flex and hold here. Push into that thumb and first finger. Good. And then let your hips drop out to the right and down toward the mat. Stretch through the outside of the hip, through the side of the back. Pull up using your core, and then we're going to dip to the other side. Let those hips drop. Open through that hip flexor and the side. And push back. Drive back to that downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. If you need to bend your knees, feel free. Go ahead. Hang over those legs. Bend one knee and then the other. Go ahead and straighten your legs. Grab outside your left calf, stretching across the back, and then the right. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Grab your left arm, pull to the right. Grab your right arm, pull to the left. Back onto that left side pull. And back onto your right side pull. All right, let's get going. So we're going to start off with a weighted glute bridge. I'm just going to grab these 20 pounds here, one 20-pound dumbbell, and we're going to go up and down for our 30 reps. So I'm going to try hard, keep track of our count, but it will be somewhere within the range of 30. So really target, find, grab those glutes. For some reason, some of us have a hard time finding the glutes and really putting the work there. So learn to create that connection between your mind and the muscle, halfway. As you're holding the weight, make sure that you're staying relaxed through the neck and shoulders. See if you can feel the flexion in the core, holding the pelvis stable. You got it. 6, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So you want the heat to build, you want your reps to add up today, but you still want to have some reserve, some reps in reserve, some fuel in the tank. So that's what we're going for. That should help you choose your weight selection. We're going to go squats next. Toes straight ahead, just outside your hips as far as width goes. Really flex and contract through those thighs up to the top. Keep track of your core. Upper back squeezes together. There's 15. Push your hips back. The amount of drop that you have in the chest is going to depend on your body composition, the length of your levers, how it all lines up. Perfect. Drive back, press up. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Feel the heat, but definitely reps in reserve. Okay, we're going to come back to the ground, onto our backs. We're going to hold that isometric glute bridge and hit a chest press. Sticking with our 30 reps. Get your heels right underneath your knees. Knees extend the same direction as the toes. Elbows open wide. Press right over your chest. 5, roll the shoulders back. Keep the core involved. Feel the work. Here's halfway, 15. See if you can get those glutes a little more involved, the core a little more involved, the back. So really find that back pushing, supporting that push, wrapping into the muscles underneath and behind your armpits. Last 5. Find your chest, roll the shoulders back. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Drop those weights. We're going to take one weight now and go into a skull crusher. Keep those hips up, back nice and engaged. Bend your elbows. Weight comes right to your hairline. The elbows stay tracked perfectly parallel right over your shoulders. Now, sometimes the tendency with a lot of reps is to rush the reps. I definitely have that tendency as well. So we got to watch it. Be in control. Tuck your tailbone. Find that belly engagement. In fact, if you would like, don't even worry about the count. Just focus on your reps, each rep at a time. And then you can be done when I'm done. Stay with your momentum, your pace, the form. Keep elbows squeezing in tight. By engaging your back, you'll relax a little bit more into the neck. Or out of the neck, I guess I should say. Find that abdomen. Squeeze those knees toward one another. Squeeze your elbows toward one another. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Okay, go ahead and bring it on up. We'll grab a quick little stretch. One arm up and behind. Stretch that tricep. I don't know about you, I'm coming in with a little bit of sore work triceps already. Okay, locomotives, getting into the back. Super important. Back muscles. I like to take a split stance. Level the hips. Pull one arm up, squeezing towards your rib cage. Feeling your back engage, lengthen. So the back is doing the work here, that pull. Your low back stays stable and your mid back is mobile. So the shoulders rotate, but your mid back is where the rotation comes from. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right. From here, we're going to move into our lighter set, and we're going to do a snatch. Both arms, same time, sticking with our 30 reps. So your snatch, you're going to use your full body. You use momentum from the legs and the core. Arms move together, going straight up, snatching your weights up overhead. 2, lock in through the core at the top. Really working to keep the flexion and tension out of the neck. Feel the legs start the move. Lock in through the glutes and the core at the top. Halfway. Feel the work. Push into it. It's supposed to be little heat. Flex that back. Hold those thighs flexed at the top. 27. 30. Perfect. All right. Set your weights down. Go into a little thread the needle. Stretch those shoulders a second. We're going to be hitting up a shoulder tap next. If it's too much for you on your plank, then feel free to stay on your hands and knees. Find self-flexion. 30 per side, 60 total. Lock the core, tuck your tailbone, engage the glutes. Make sure your shoulders stay right over those hands. Halfway. Can you keep your hips from rocking side to side? 30. Perfect. Okay, let's slide it over onto our backs. We're going to get a heel press, and then we'll be back at the top with our glute bridges. So, all the way down, flex those feet. Get your legs as straight as possible. Press up through those heels. Not a lot of rocking and rolling. Just a teeny tiny little press. There's 20. So pull your toes down toward your knees, flexing the feet. So you really get into that heel press, and it forces your low abdomen to do the work. And 20. Good. Hug those knees in. Enjoy a little second. We don't need a rush today. All right. Back into our weighted glute bridges. Remember to lock and load that core and then drive up through the glutes. 4, spread across those shoulders. 6, 8, 9, 10. So instead of a 30, 20, 10 today, we're going to get the same amount of reps, But we're going to be doing just 2 sets of 30. 20. Keep that core. 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, now we're going to get those squats. Bring those weights up, rack them on the shoulders. Stand tall. Feel those hips tuck, thighs engage. Get that stance, and then get going. 3. Brace that core. Lift the chest. Looking good. 10 to go. 10. Feel all the different angles, thighs, quads, hamstrings, glutes. 4. Pull the knees wide towards the pinky toes. And 1. Perfect. Not as many reps in reserve after that second set. Chest is next. Pull the belly, lift the hips. Here we go. 2, here's our pace. 3, are you pushing evenly between both arms? Enjoy the breath. Roll those shoulders back and down. Last 10. Feel the tailbone tuck under, pulling toward the back side of the knees. Make sure those knees are squeezing toward one another. Engage into the back. That's where our support comes from. 3, 2, and 1. Raw. Perfect. Set one down. Go ahead and reach those arms behind. Stretch. Rotate your wrists. Feel a different stretch. All right. Back to our skull crushers. Hips go back up. Keeping those legs working. Sneaking it in. Keep those wrists strong. Holding the weight at this angle with those hands is really good for grip and wrist strength as well. Just because something is a little bit awkward or difficult doesn't mean you should back out of it. Adjust. Try again. Keep the neck out of it. Keep your back strong. Keep those glutes strong. Work those triceps. 15. Trying to keep those elbows super still, right on top of the shoulders. Last 10. Power in numbers, keep it going. Neck relaxed. 7, 28, 29, squeeze them in, squeeze those elbows. 30. Perfect. All righty. Locomotive is next. Sit on those heels for me for a second though. Grab your hands behind. Open the chest. Keeping things stretched, not too bound up. Okay, we're going to put our other leg forward first, other foot forward. Lengthen through that back. Stay nice and low. Feel a lot of core engagement here. 10. 20. 30. Nicely done. Okay, let's take just a little bit. Extension over those legs. Stretch through the back and those thighs. Checking them off, guys. Checking them off. Okay, next up we have our snatch. Keeping that heart rate running just a little higher from those locomotives. If you don't extend your arms, lift up overhead, you could just do an upright row, pulling weights to your shoulders. See if you can find a little more core. Nice, solid stack. Heels, hips, shoulders, and then those weights. Five to go. Use that drive from the legs. 29, 30. Perfect. Well done. We have our shoulder taps and our heel press. Stretching those shoulders. Trying to keep things not too much of a high intensity, because that's where we're going tomorrow. You hear over and over, especially depending on what's going on with your body and your days and your mental capacity. Doing too much high intensity adds too much extra stress. We don't need more stress. We need to find that healthy balance. Okay, here we go. High plank, 30 per side. Feel the body, work those shoulders, keep the core Flex your thighs, tuck your tailbone. 27, 28, 29, 30. Roll it over. Pull those legs straight up. Pull the toes back and down. Maybe take a quick little stretch here. Remind the legs you're wanting them to stay straight. If you have super tight hamstrings, it's okay. They end up out here a little bit. But work on that flexibility. It's really going to be helpful in keeping you pushing towards your goals. You need to have goals, and then you need to adjust other workouts, other activities to support those goals. If it's just more, then you don't need to worry as much. But you will be more motivated. You will get further if you have specific goals. 3 months, 6 months, 12 months from now. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Hug your knees into the chest. Tuck your chin. Take little wiggles, little circles, whatever feels good for your body. Extend your right leg long. Keep that left leg tucked in nice and tight. Pull it a little bit more toward the midline, towards your sternum. And then we're going to go ahead and push it all the way over to the right. Plant your right hand on the knee. See if you can keep your left shoulder in the ground and feel a nice back stretch. Think about your breath, but you get to choose what type of breath you want to take. See if you can scan the body, find tension, and then relax it. Focus on the location of that stretch, where you feel it the most. All right, pull that leg back in. And let's move into the hamstring there. Lift your leg up straight. Interlace your hands behind your thigh. If you're pretty tight, I want to try to get that leg straight. If you have a strap or band to help, go for it. Maybe you can now get your hand behind your calf. Great. Or maybe you can piece fingers. So take your 2 fingers and wrap your thumb around your big toe. If you have a shoe on, you can just grab your hands around the foot. Totally fine. Now I want you to take that hip, regardless of where you grabbed the leg, take the hip and drop it down into the ground. So it's like you're rotating left hip away from your left shoulder, pulling your right hip up toward your right shoulder just a bit. You want to make sure that we're not just lifting the hip up off the ground and taking away from the effectiveness of the stretch. Okay, cross your foot over your right knee. Flex that left foot back. Grab behind your right thigh. Again, make sure you're leveled in that pelvis. Dig your left elbow into the left knee if you can, if you're that far in. Maybe you're super tight and you need to keep your right foot on the ground. That's fine. Try to commit to a little bit more stretching, a little bit more recovery in your workout regimen, in your give back to yourself regimen. Depending on where you're at in your fitness journey, take some time to really set up some goals. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh or your calf or around that toe. And the reason I say depending on is because a lot of times if you're just starting out, your goals are already pretty well defined, hopefully. You maybe have a certain amount of pounds you want to lose, or a performance, a weight you want to obtain. Maybe you're working to get into a 5K, a 10K, half marathon, full marathon. But if you've been at this a while, if it's just the routine, there's a tendency to just keep it going, and that's great. But you'll find that you can get a little bit soft by just going through the motions. Not necessarily body soft, but just complacent. So it's good to have some goals, set those up, specific goals, and time bound. So what do you want to see yourself accomplish in a month? What would you like to see yourself accomplish in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months? Anything that correlates to health and wellness. It doesn't have to be a specifically physical goal, but anything that can be beneficial toward your quality of life. All right, go ahead and release. We're going to come up to seated. Extend one leg out away from you at just a little bit of an angle. Tuck your right leg in. Take your left elbow to the ground if you can or close. You can also hit the left hand depending on your flexibility. And then open the right side of the body, that right hand towards your left toe. Face that hamstring again one more time. And then take a little twist. And then we'll go to the other side. Right leg out, left leg in. We are hitting a challenge month, another challenge month coming up. If you're interested, reach out to me. I'll get you involved, I'll get you going. Part of the team, a part of the process. And then rotate toward that hamstring. And then take a little twist. Perfect. Beautiful job. As always, thank you for joining me. And we'll be back at it tomorrow with our high intensity day. So I hope you're ready.